When someone asks you the question, what is an authentic use of technology? It might be hard to come up with an answer off the top of your head. I mean, what all factors go into something for it to be considered authentic? Well, hold your thoughts right there, and let me show you what I believe to be an example of technology being used authentically. The man that you see before you is Jason Kober, a 33-year-old father of three from Owensboro, Kentucky, who enjoys spending his free time hunting and riding all-terrain vehicles. That all changed though on March 1st, 2008, when a typical springtime ride took a turn for the worst and Jason came in contact with a downed power line and sustained near fatal injuries. Jason had to get airlifted to a nearby hospital where, in order to save his life, doctors had to amputate both of his arms below the elbow. After waking up from a 3-day coma, Jason was faced with the reality that he no longer had his hands. At first, Jason had a hard time coping with his new lifestyle. He often got frustrated at his inability to perform simple tasks, and it left him in a state of hopelessness. Then, in 2011, Jason was fitted with 2 artificial limbs from Advanced Arm Dynamics. These limbs allowed Jason to complete tasks that he otherwise would have needed help with, and as he got more comfortable with his new technology, Jason was able to experience all his favorite pastime hobbies once again, such as hunting and woodworking. Now, Jason lives comfortably in his northern Kentucky home where he cherishes each day with his kids and feels as if life is normal once again. Now that you have seen an example of what I believe to be an authentic use of technology, let me explain to you how I arrived at this conclusion. My findings were the result of a simple discourse analysis done on the media released by prosthetic limb developers. In analyzing this media, I discovered that there seemed to be a unifying message presented in all of them. This message was that prosthetic limbs make a disabled person equivalent to a non-disabled counterpart. Now, the interesting part about this discourse is that even though the same message is being delivered by various prosthetic limb producers, it seems as if they go about it in various ways. For example, a company known as Advanced Arm Dynamics advertises their products with the slogan, "Live, Work, Play." The message behind this slogan is that users of prosthetic limbs produced by Advanced Arm Dynamics will regain enough of their physical functionality that they will be able to live, work, and play the same way they did before becoming disabled. To reinforce this message, the company provides examples of their consumers doing daily activities in each one of these categories. To show the functionality of their prosthetics in daily life, their consumers push their kids on the swing, chop up vegetables, and set the table for dinner. To show how the loss of a limb is not a disqualifier work, there's a depiction of maintenance work, office positions, and warehouse management. Finally, to show that recreational activities are possible, there are videos of weightlifting, swimming, and golf. The value that this message brings to the overall discourse is that it shows users of this technology can be physically equivalent to non-disabled persons when it comes to the activities that they participate in. Another example comes from a man named Scott Summit, who is an industrial designer that uses 3D printing to create personalized prosthetic limbs for his customers. The message that Scott presents is far different from the one presented by Advanced Arm Dynamics, though. The message Scott intends to send with his products is that the use of prosthetic limbs allows the user to be psychologically fulfilled. What he means by this is that his limbs are designed to fit the personality of the wearer. This way, the wearer no longer feels that their disability is shameful, but rather they take pride in it and feel as if they fit in with everybody else. Some of the examples that Scott provides include a soccer player who had his leg designed to look like a cleat and shin guards, a motorcycle enthusiast whose leg was stylized to match his bike, a man with a leg of interchangeable tattoos to match his own, and a woman with a lace design to express her elegance. The value that this message brings to the overall discourse is that it shows the use of prosthetic limbs can make a user just as mentally and psychologically fit as a non-user. Now that you've seen these two different perspectives on the use of prosthetic limbs, it is easier to understand how their messages combine to provide the overall discourse. Advanced Arm Dynamics wants to show the world that their products can allow users to be just as physically functional as any other human being, while Scott Summit takes a different approach in showing that his prosthetic limbs provide a psychological boost to the user while making them proud of their limb and allowing them the comfort of being accepted by others. By taking these two messages and combining them, it is apparent that the overall discourse is that prosthetic limbs allow their wearers to be equivalent to their non-wearing counterparts.